Good morning, afternoon, or evening. Whatever time you're tuning into this broadcast. This is Ishues, Coach Ish, whatever you want to call me. Back again with another video. Let's talk some boxing. Um, Canelo Alvarez versus Jermell Charlo. Great fight. Great fight. Hats off to Canelo, because he did something that I've been calling for a long time now. He fought one of the Charlo brothers. He fought one of the Charlo brothers. I had a list of names that, unless Canelo fought, I wasn't watching no more Canelo. It got to a point with me where I wasn't watching no more Canelo fights unless he fought um, somebody I want to see him fight. Either one of the Charlos was on that list. I at the time I was uh, looking for him to fight Big Charlo, Jermell. But honestly, either one is the way he beat Jermell, he'll beat Jermell the same way, same exact way. Size wasn't necessarily the factor in that fight. Um, it was a factor, but it wasn't the factor. It was Canelo is just too good. He's an excellent fighter. He's a great fighter. He's a great fighter. And it's time for me to start giving him his props, his flowers. You know what I'm saying? So I'm giving him his props, man. Straight up. Cause, even though I like to see him fight. Well, I mean, honestly, he's already proven himself, man. Like, that was a great fight last night. That was a great fight. Jermell got dropped. I'm gonna tell you something Canelo is really good at. He's really good at he's one of the best that I've ever seen at redirecting punches. Not parrying, redirecting the other guy's punch. Redirecting his own punches. He's redirecting his own punches. Now that I've watched the Canelo, I always get inspired by certain fights, and then I get in the gym and use certain tactics, teach certain tactics to to my students. So one of them, we're gonna work on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he'll throw a hook and turn it into a straight. He'll go to the body. Like, he'll throw a hook to the body, load up on it, and eyes will go down, everything that, give you the indication that he's going to throw that shot to the body, and then it come upstairs. When he dropped Jermell Charlo was in a high guard. He threw a straight right that he disguised as a right hook. And he had been throwing that right hook, and Jermell's been blocking it on the guard. And then he threw a right hook and turned it into a straight. Bang! Right down the middle. He's excellent at that. He's excellent at that. Two things he's excellent at: that and combination punching. He's a great fighter, man. He's a great fighter. He's a great fighter. Um, and for me, this fight was significant for me because, like I said, look, unless he fight David Benavidez, one of the Charlo brothers, either one of them, Demetrius Andre, you know what I'm saying? Like, unless he fights one of them four, I ain't interested. You know what I mean? And look at what we got right now. And I've been saying this for years now. Like, this is not just recently, I've been saying this for years now. Like, look, unless Canelo fight either one of the Charlos, David Benavidez, or Demetrius Andrade, I'm not interested in the Canelo fight. I'm not interested in seeing him fighting nobody else. And he fought Charlo. He fought Jermell Charlo. And it was pretty much a whitewash. It was a one-sided fight for the most part, but it wasn't a one-sided beatdown. Like, Charlo acquitted himself very well in that fight. Now, my problems with Charlo, well, it's not necessarily my problems. Charlo's limitations, right? I believe, like, the Charlo brothers and Errol Spence, they all have the same limitations. I didn't see a lot of adjustments. I didn't see a lot of adjustments. See Charlo doing what he normally does. He fights out of the high guard. He fights behind the jab very well. He has very good movement, good feet. He was able to keep moving all around. So one of the factors the whole fight, one of the factors that I was looking for, I didn't see, which was the weight, how the weight would affect Charlo. And it didn't. It didn't. It didn't. Everything else went the way I thought it was going to go, but there was no point in the fight where Charlo stopped moving. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it happened towards the middle round, stuff like that, a little bit, but not significantly enough to where you'd be like, look, see, the weight. He slowed down. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see that. Some other pundits may be able to point, but not. I've watched a lot of Charlo's fights, so not in comparison to his normal output. He didn't. It didn't affect his normal output. I didn't see it. I didn't see it affect his normal output. I see him doing what he normally does. You know what I'm saying? Stick behind that jab. Strong 1-2, strong combinations off the jab. Mainly the 1-2. Everything, all his defense came from the high guard. I mean, at this point in his career, you know what I'm saying, like, you got Canelo. I like to see him go down and fight Terrence Crawford. It'll be a dope fight. Which, if he don't change up some things, Terrence Crawford will beat him. Same way he beat Errol Spence. Not necessarily in the same fashion, but the same way. What I mean by the same fashion, I mean, like, I don't see him beating up Errol Spence. I mean, Jermell Charlo like he beat up Errol Spence. But I see him beating him in the same way by taking away what he do well. And that's come behind the jab, you know what I'm saying? Fight out the high guard, you know what I mean? Move. He fights like kind of like a more athletic version of Errol Spence. And that's what I saw, you know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is, everybody in Derrick James's camp fight the same way. They all fight the same way. I didn't see no catching and shooting. I didn't see no active hands. I just seen high guard. Just high guard. And after a while, if your defense, his defense was predicated on two things: high guard and his foot movement. You know what I'm saying? With both of them, he was able to survive the whole fight. His feet wasn't moving the way they were, he probably would have got stopped early. But he was able to keep moving, stay fleet of foot, You know what I'm saying? And keep that high guard. But the high guard thing about it, if you stay in the high guard too long, there's ways to get around the high guard. You fight long enough in the high guard against a fighter who is of the acumen of Canelo Alvarez, right? The pedigree, the class of fighter. They'll break that high guard down. High guard can be broken down. You know what I'm saying? Um, there's other different components to the high guard that I didn't see with Jermell Charlo. So, you know, the fight went pretty much the way I thought it was going to go, the way I predicted in my video. I think I said either a late round stoppage, which he did drop him in late rounds. Charlo took a knee. Can't remember what round it was right now. But either a late round stoppage or a unanimous decision. And he got a unanimous decision. So shout out to Charlo, man. Shout out to Jermell Charlo for taking the fight, daring to be great, going up in weight, challenging one of the best fighters, you know, in our generation, and then surviving. He didn't get stopped. You know, he stopped Caleb Plant. He stopped Billy Joe Saunders. He stopped, you know, pretty much everybody lately, except for Beevil. You know what I'm saying? And even in that, you know what I'm saying? Like it's different because Beevil's bigger, but Beevil's skill set is. Somebody was asking me before the fight, like, can Jermell Charlo beat Canelo by fighting like Beevil? I was like, he can't fight like Beevil. He can't fight like Beevil. Beevil is like Terrence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Like a fighter who is uniquely skilled. In a plethora of different departments when it comes to boxing. He's not just skilled in one or two, three things. He's skilled in a lot of things. And he puts them together very well. He has a deep tool bag. It's like Crawford. He got a deep tool bag. So Charlo's tool bag is not that deep. It's not that deep. As a result, he lost. So he didn't get smoked. So that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people were saying he was going to get smoked. A lot of people were saying he was going to get knocked out. He was going to get, you know what I mean? And he didn't. He acquitted himself very well against Saul Canelo Alvarez. All-time great. You know, one of the greatest fighters in our generation. Some will argue best fighter pound for pound, or at least in the top 5. Some people say he's the greatest Mexican fighter ever, but I don't know. He's not at all. But he's a great fighter. He's one of them. He's one of the greatest Mexican fighters of all time. So, shout out to Canelo Alvarez for fighting one of the Charlo brothers. Shout out to Charlo for the fight and putting on a great performance and entertaining us. And also taking it 12 rounds. Taking it 12 rounds. Right? Props for him for that. Props to him for that. All right? So, I ain't going to make it too long-winded. That's all I got on the fight. Great fight, great night, great card. Until next time, like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Let's talk about it. All right? Peace.